You drift now into the beginning of all things, where time has no meaning and the universe rests in perfect, endless darkness. You are floating in the primordial waters of none, the infinite ocean that existed before creation, before light, before breath itself. These waters are warm and welcoming, cradling you in their gentle embrace as they once cradled the first consciousness that would become the sun god. Ra. In this peaceful void, you feel the stirring of something ancient and profound. The waters around you begin to shimmer with the faintest suggestion of golden light, like the first hint of dawn touching the edge of a distant horizon. This is the moment when Ra, the self-created one, emerges from the depths of nothingness into being. You watch as Ra rises slowly from the primordial waters, his form magnificent yet gentle, radiating warmth that spreads through your entire being. His skin glows with the soft amber of early morning sunlight, and his eyes hold the wisdom of eternity. As he breathes his first breath, you feel the universe itself expand around you, growing larger and more wondrous with each gentle exhalation. Ra speaks his own name into existence, and the sound resonates through the cosmic waters like the most soothing of melodies. I am Ra, he whispers, and with these words he becomes the first light, the first warmth, the first hope in the endless sea of possibility. You feel this light settling into your heart, warming you from within as you continue to float peacefully in these sacred beginnings. The sun god turns his golden gaze toward you, and in his eyes you see infinite compassion and love. He begins to weep tears of joy at his own creation, and these tears fall like liquid starlight into the waters around you. Each tear becomes a spark of life, a promise of all the wonders that will come to pass in the world he is about to create. As Ra's tears merge with the primordial waters, you feel the gentle stirring of new life beginning to take shape. The waters grow warmer still, pulsing with a rhythm like the beating of a great, peaceful heart. This is the heartbeat of creation itself, steady and reassuring, rocking you deeper into tranquil rest as the cosmic story unfolds around you. Ra begins to move through the waters with graceful, unhurried strokes, and wherever he passes, the darkness recedes like a gentle tide. You follow in his wake, feeling the soft current of his passage carrying you forward through this newborn cosmos. The water around you sparkles with countless tiny lights, each one a future star waiting to be born. From deep within his being, Ra begins to hum a low, melodious song, the first music ever heard in creation. This divine melody flows over you like warm honey, seeping into every fiber of your being and filling you with profound peace. The song speaks of things yet to come, of rivers that will flow, of deserts that will stretch golden beneath azure skies, of temples that will rise to honor the gods, of humanity that will learn to love and worship in the shadow of the pyramids. As Ra's song continues, you feel yourself becoming one with the cosmic waters, your consciousness merging with the gentle currents that will one day become the eternal Nile. You understand now that you are witnessing the birth of time itself, the first moment when existence chose to unfold from the perfect unity of none into the beautiful complexity of the created world. The golden god pauses in his swimming and turns to face a particular direction in the cosmic void. Here, he begins to concentrate his divine will, focusing his creative power into a single point of brilliant light. You watch in wonder as this light slowly expands, growing brighter yet somehow more gentle with each passing moment. This is the first sunrise, the prototype for all the countless dawns that will grace the earth in ages to come. From this sacred light, Ra begins to shape the first land, a small mound rising gently from the primordial waters. This is the primeval hill, the Benben stone, the foundation upon which all of creation will rest. You feel yourself drawn to this peaceful island of existence, and as you approach, you notice that it is covered with the softest grass, swaying gently in a breeze that carries the scent of lotus blossoms and myrrh. Ra steps gracefully onto this first land, and as his feet touch the sacred ground, flowers begin to bloom in his footsteps. These are not ordinary flowers, but blossoms of pure light that pulse gently with their own inner radiance. The fragrance they release is indescribably beautiful, a perfume that speaks of eternal love, infinite wisdom, and the deepest peace imaginable. Standing upon the primeval hill, Ra raises his arms toward the endless expanse above him. His voice, when he speaks, carries the gentleness of a lullaby combined with the authority of absolute truth. "Let there be sky," he whispers, and you watch as the cosmic darkness above begins to shimmer and shift, gradually lightening to the deep blue of twilight, then to the soft pastels of dawn. The sky that Ra creates is not harsh or glaring, but gentle and nurturing, like a great dome of protection stretched lovingly over all creation. You can see stars beginning to appear in its depths, not the cold, distant stars of empty space, but warm, friendly lights that seem to wink at you with cosmic humor and kindness. As the sky settles into place above you, Ra begins his first journey across the heavens. You watch as he transforms into a great falcon, his wings spanning the breadth of the cosmos, each feather a ray of golden sunlight. His flight is not rushed or urgent, but measured and stately, like the breathing of someone in deep, peaceful sleep. With each beat of Ra's mighty wings, waves of gentle warmth wash over you, carrying away any tension or worry you might have carried into this cosmic dream. You feel yourself becoming lighter, more buoyant, as if you too are learning to fly alongside the great sun god as he establishes the rhythm that will govern all of time. That as Ra completes his first circuit of the sky, he begins to descend once more toward the primeval hill. But now he is no longer alone. Alone accompanying him is the first gift he will give to creation, the gentle, life-giving light that will make all growth and flourishing possible. This light settles over the landscape like a soft golden blanket, warming the first land and preparing it for all the wonders that are yet to come. The sun god alights once more upon the sacred hill, and as he does, you feel the cosmic waters around you beginning to stir with new purpose. These waters, blessed by Ra's presence and warmed by his light, are preparing to become something magnificent, the great river that will nourish an entire civilization, that will bring life to the desert and hope to countless generations of human beings. You can sense the future flowing through these sacred waters like a gentle current. You see glimpses of red boats sailing peacefully downstream, of farmers kneeling gratefully beside irrigation channels, of children playing on verdant banks while their parents harvest grain under the benevolent gaze of the sun. All of this is already present in potential within these primordial waters, waiting for the right moment to unfold into reality. Ra settles into a posture of deep meditation upon the primeval hill, his golden form radiating a soft, steady light that seems to pulse in rhythm with your own heartbeat. In this peaceful moment, you understand that creation is not a violent explosion or a chaotic upheaval, but rather a gentle unfolding, a patient and loving process by which the infinite wisdom of the divine gradually manifests itself in form. Asterisk, asterisk, the cosmic waters around you continue to lap gently against the shores of the first land, their rhythm hypnotic and soothing. Each wave carries with it new possibilities, new dreams, new promises of beauty yet to be born. You allow yourself to be rocked by these gentle currents, feeling your consciousness gradually merging with the eternal rhythm of creation itself, as this first chapter of the cosmic story draws to a peaceful close. You rest in the warm embrace of the primordial waters, surrounded by the gentle light of Ra's presence. The first day of creation is ending, but it ends not with darkness, but with the soft, golden glow of eternal promise. Tomorrow will bring new wonders, new gods, new stories of love and wisdom and divine magic. For now, though, you float peacefully in the sacred waters of beginning, cradled by the infinite love of the Creator God, lulled by the gentle rhythm of the cosmic tide, and warmed by the first light that will never truly set, but will continue to shine throughout all the ages of the world to come. You continue to drift in the sacred waters of creation, where Ra rests peacefully upon the primeval hill, his golden light painting gentle ripples across the cosmic sea. The first day has passed in perfect tranquility, and now you sense a new stirring within the heart of the sun-guarder divine, longing that speaks of love's desire to multiply itself, to share the beauty of existence with others who can appreciate its infinite wonder. Ra opens his luminous eyes and gazes into the depths of his own being, where he discovers something beautiful and profound. Within his divine essence, he finds the capacity for breath and moisture, for the fundamental forces that will make all life possible. You watch as he places his hands gently over his heart, feeling the rhythm of cosmic love pulsing there like the most soothing of lullabies from deep within his chest. Ra begins to breathe more deeply, each inhalation drawing in the essence of pure possibility, each exhalation releasing the creative power that will birth new gods. His breathing becomes a meditation, a prayer, a song without words that resonates through the primordial waters and touches your soul with its gentle rhythm as Ra breathes. You notice that his breath begins to take on a visible form wisps of silver light that dance around him like the most delicate of morning mists. These wisps pulse with their own gentle life, swirling in patterns that speak of wind and weather, of the atmosphere that will one day carry the scent of lotus blossoms and the songs of birds across the fertile valley of the Nile. With infinite tenderness, Ra gathers this breathlight between his palms, shaping it lovingly as a parent might cradle a sleeping child. The light grows warmer under his touch, taking on a soft, pearlescent glow that seems to hold within it all the gentleness of every breeze that has ever brought relief to weary travelers in the desert heat. I give you form, my breath, Ra whispers to the light between his hands, and as he speaks these words, the luminous mist begins to coalesce into a figure of extraordinary grace. This is Shu, the god of air and atmosphere, being born from Ra's divine breath, like a sigh of contentment made manifest in divine form. Shu emerges slowly, peacefully, his form elegant and ethereal. His skin carries the translucent quality of morning air, and his hair flows like gentle breezes, never quite settling, but always in graceful motion. When he opens his eyes, they hold the clarity of mountain air and the freshness of dawn winds. His smile is as warm and welcome as the first cool breeze after a long, hot day. Ra embraces his firstborn son with infinite love, and you can feel the joy radiating from their reunion like warmth from a perfectly tended fire. Shu's presence brings with it a sense of freedom and lightness, as if all the weight of the world has suddenly become bearable. All burdens transformed into mere whispers that can be carried away on the wind, as father and son embrace. You notice that Shu's breath mingles with Ra's in the most beautiful way, creating small cyclones of golden light that dance around them like playful spirits. These miniature whirlwinds carry within them the promise of all the winds that will ever blow trade winds, that will fill the sails of ships on the Nile, cooling breezes that will bring relief to farmers working under the hot sun, gentle zephyrs that will carry the prayers of worshippers up to the heavens. But Ra's creative work is not yet complete. As he releases Shu from their embrace, the sun god turns his attention to another aspect of his divine nature, the moisture that makes all growth possible, the sacred waters that will nourish life in all its countless forms. You watch as Ra begins to weep again, but these are not tears of loneliness or sorrow. These are tears of pure joy, of overwhelming love for the beauty he is bringing into existence. Each tear that falls from Ra's golden eyes is perfect, crystalline, catching and reflecting his divine light in thousands of tiny rainbows. As these tears gather in the cosmic waters around the primeval hill, they begin to merge and swirl, forming patterns of incredible beauty and complexity. The tears dance with each other in the water like liquid music, creating harmonies of light and motion that speak to the deepest chambers of your heart. From this gathering of divine tears, another figure begins to emerge, rising from the blessed waters like a vision of liquid starlight given form. This is Tefnut, goddess of moisture and divine order, born from Ra's tears of joy, just as Shu was born from his breath of love. Her emergence from the cosmic waters is like watching the most graceful of water lilies bloom in perfect slow motion. Tefnut's form is fluid and graceful, her skin holding the lustrous quality of dew-touched petals in the early morning light. Her hair flows like water itself, sometimes appearing as liquid silver, sometimes as cascading streams of starlight. When she moves, it is with the unhurried grace of a gentle rain falling on fertile soil, nourishing everything she touches with her presence. Her eyes hold the depth of sacred pools and the sparkle of sunlight on moving water. When she smiles, it is like watching clouds part to reveal patches of brilliant blue sky. Her voice, when she speaks, carries the music of gentle rainfall on temple stones, of brooks babbling peacefully through reed beds, of waves lapping softly against the banks of a sacred river. Ra opens his arms to welcome his daughter, and as Tefnut rises fully from the waters to join her father and brother on the primeval hill, you feel a profound sense of completeness settling over the cosmic scene. The fundamental forces of creation are now present: light and breath and moisture, the essential ingredients from which all life will spring. The three divine beings stand together in perfect harmony, their combined presence creating an atmosphere of such peace and contentment that you feel yourself sinking deeper into the most restful state imaginable. Shu's gentle breezes stir Tefnut's flowing hair, while her moisture gives substance to his ethereal winds. Ra's light illuminates them both, creating patterns of shadow and brightness that dance across the first land like a slow, hypnotic ballet. As you watch this divine family, you begin to sense a new development stirring in the cosmic atmosphere. Shu and Tefnut, drawn together by forces deeper than conscious thought, begin to move closer to each other. Their attraction is not sudden or dramatic, but gradual and inevitable. Like the slow turn of seasons or the patient rhythm of tides, Shu's airy essence mingles with Tefnut's liquid nature, creating something entirely new, the conditions necessary for solid matter to exist, for the earth itself to take form. You watch as their divine dance grows more intimate, more intertwined, their energies merging and separating in patterns that speak of the eternal dance between sky and earth, between the reaching upward of growing things and the nurturing, downward flow of life-giving rain. Their courtship is conducted in the gentlest possible way, through shared glances that hold the promise of eternity, through touches as light as morning dew on flower petals, through whispered conversations that sound like wind through papyrus reeds and rain on lotus ponds. You find yourself drawn into the rhythm of their romance, feeling your own heartbeat slow and deepen to match the unhurried pace of their divine love story. Days pass in this timeless realm, more, perhaps eons, for time moves differently in the cosmic waters of creation. You lose yourself in the beauty of watching these young gods discover love, their joy so pure and infectious that it seems to transform the very fabric of reality around them. The primeval hill grows more beautiful under the influence of their happiness, sprouting new varieties of luminous flowers that pulse gently with their own inner light. Eventually, in the fullness of cosmic time, Shu and Tefnut come together in sacred union. Their joining, witnessed by Ra and blessed by the primordial waters themselves. Their wedding is a celebration of such gentle beauty that stars pause in their courses to observe, and the cosmic winds fall silent in respectful awe from their union. New life begins to stir within Tefnut's divine womb. But this gestation is not a matter of months, it unfolds over cosmic ages, allowing you ample time to rest and dream in the warm embrace of the primordial waters. You feel the new life growing slowly, peacefully, like seeds sprouting in the most fertile soil under the most perfect conditions imaginable. Asterisk, asterisk. As the divine pregnancy progresses, you notice changes in the cosmic environment around you. The space between sky and earth begins to take on more definition, more structure. Shu, in his role as god of the atmosphere, begins to establish the layers of air that will separate heaven from earth, creating the breathing space in which all life will flourish. The birth, when it finally comes, is as gentle as everything else in this realm of divine peace. First comes Geb, god of the earth, emerging into existence with the slow, steady patience of mountains rising from primeval seas. His form is solid and reassuring, his skin holding the rich brown color of fertile soil, his hair like growing grain waving in gentle breezes. Geb's presence brings with it a sense of stability and permanence that complements perfectly the flowing qualities of his parents. When he laughs, it sounds like distant thunder rolling peacefully across summer skies. When he sleeps, flowers bloom in his footprints and rivers change their courses to bring water to thirsty lands. Following closely after her twin brother comes Nut, goddess of the sky, her birth like the unveiling of the most magnificent artwork ever created. Her body is a masterpiece of cosmic beauty, adorned with stars that pulse gently like distant heartbeats, painted with the soft colors of eternal twilight, deep blues and purples touched with silver and gold. Nut's form stretches gracefully across the heavens, her fingertips touching one horizon while her toes reach toward the other. Her presence transforms the dome of sky into something living and nurturing, a celestial mother whose body arches protectively over all creation. Her laughter sounds like the music of distant stars, and her tears become the gentle rains that will nourish the earth below. As you observe these newborn gods taking their places in the cosmic order, You feel the fundamental structure of reality settling into place around you. Geb lies peacefully below, his body becoming the solid foundation of the earth. Above him, Nut stretches her star-adorned form, creating the vault of heaven. Between them, Shu stands with his arms raised, supporting his daughter while remaining connected to his son, maintaining the crucial separation between earth and sky. This divine arrangement creates a spacer breathing room between heaven and earth, where life can flourish, where humanity will one day build cities and temples, where the great river Nile will flow like a silver ribbon connecting the heart of Africa to the Mediterranean Sea. The grandfather of this growing divine family watches over them all with infinite love and pride. His light continues to bathe the cosmic scene in golden warmth, ensuring that this newly structured universe will be a place of beauty and growth rather than cold emptiness. As this second chapter of creation draws to its peaceful close, you find yourself cradled between earth and sky, supported by Geb's solid strength and sheltered by Nut's starry protection. Shu's gentle breezes stir around you, carrying Tefnut's life-giving moisture, while Ra's eternal light paints everything in shades of gold and amber. The cosmic family is growing. Love is multiplying itself through divine generations, and the stage is being set for even greater wonders to come. You rest peacefully in this perfectly balanced realm, where every element works in harmony with every other, where love is the fundamental force that shapes reality, and where the promise of endless beauty stretches out like the star-filled body of Nut herself, infinite and welcoming. Above and around and through your dreaming consciousness. Asterisk, dot, dot, dot. Asterisk, dot, dot, dot. Asterisk. You drift deeper into the cosmic dream, where the divine family has grown from the original light of Ra into a constellation of gods, each one a facet of creation's infinite beauty. The universe around you hums with gentle harmony as Geb rests peacefully below, his earthly body fertile and welcoming, while Nut arches gracefully above, her star-adorned skin painting the night sky with patterns of silver light that pulse in rhythm, with your own quiet breathing between earth and sky. Shu continues his eternal task of maintaining the sacred space where life can flourish, his arms raised in a gesture of loving support that has become as constant as the rhythm of cosmic time itself. Tefnut moves through this realm like liquid music, her moisture bringing the promise of growth to every corner of creation, her presence ensuring that the desert will bloom and the river will flow with abundance. In this perfectly balanced cosmos, you sense new stirrings of divine love and creativity. The cosmic family, like all families touched by joy and abundance, feels the natural desire to grow, to welcome new members into their circle of light and harmony. You watch as Geb and Nut, despite being separated by Shu's necessary presence between them, find ways to express their deep affection for each other. Their love story unfolds with the patience of geological ages, conducted through glances that span the breadth of creation and touches that occur only when cosmic circumstances align in perfect harmony, when Nut's fingertips brush against the mountains that crown Geb's highest places. The contact sends gentle tremors of joy through the earth that manifests as the most beautiful flowers blooming in hidden valleys, when Geb's warm breath rises to caress the lowest points of Nut's star-filled body. She responds with the softest rainfall, tears of happiness that nourish the earth and create pools of sacred water where future temples will stand. Their courtship is written in the language of seasons and weather, in the patient dialogue between earth and sky that will continue for all eternity. You find yourself deeply moved, by the tenderness of their relationship, the way they have learned to love across the vast spaces that separate them, finding ways to touch and communicate that honor both their individual natures and the cosmic order that keeps them apart. Their love is not frustrated by distance, but made more precious by it. Each moment of contact treasured like the rarest of gems, in time, through the magic that flows naturally from such pure devotion. Nut conceives new life within her celestial womb. But this pregnancy is different from those that have come before, more complex, more multifaceted, as if the universe itself is preparing to give birth to the principles that will govern all future existence. Ra, watching over his growing family with the wisdom that comes from being the source of all light and life, recognizes that creation is approaching a crucial threshold. The basic structure of reality is now in place: light and darkness, air and moisture, earth and sky, but something more is needed. The cosmos requires principles of order and justice, wisdom and protection, the subtle forces that will guide the development of consciousness and civilization with infinite compassion in his golden eyes. Ra speaks words of blessing over Nut's swelling form. Let there be born from this union the gods who will complete the divine order, he intones, his voice carrying across the cosmic expanses like the most soothing of prayers. Let justice and wisdom, protection and guidance emerge to balance the forces of creation with the principles of eternal truth. Asterisk, asterisk, as Ra's blessing settles over the cosmic realm like a gentle benediction, you feel the very fabric of reality preparing to welcome new forms of divine consciousness. The primordial waters around you begin to sing with harmonies you have never heard before, melodies that speak of laws written in starlight, of balance maintained through love rather than force, of wisdom that flows like honey from the lips of divine teachers. The birth, when it begins, unfolds over cosmic time with the slow majesty of constellations wheeling through their courses. You watch in wonder as Nut's star-adorned body begins to glow with new intensity, each star pulsing in synchronized rhythm as if participating in some vast celestial symphony. The light grows gradually brighter, but never harsh or overwhelming, always maintaining the gentle quality that has characterized all of creation's unfolding. From this celestial radiance, 5 new gods begin to emerge, each one born on a successive day in the cosmic calendar that Ra has established for the ordering of time. You witness each birth with the same sense of peaceful awe that has accompanied all the divine emergencies you have observed, feeling your consciousness expand to accommodate the new principles these gods will embody. First comes Osiris, god of the afterlife and renewal, his birth heralded by the appearance of new constellations in Nut's star-filled form. As he emerges into the cosmic light, you are struck immediately by his profound serenity and wisdom. His skin holds the deep green color of growing things, the fertile black of river silt, the golden brown of perfectly ripened grain. His eyes reflect the depth of eternity itself, holding within them a compassion so vast that it seems to encompass every soul that will ever exist. Osiris carries with him an aura of such peace that you feel all anxiety and fear dissolving in his presence. When he smiles, it is with the gentle joy of someone who has seen beyond the veil of mortality and discovered that existence itself is fundamentally loving and good. His very being seems to promise that death is not an ending but a transformation, not a loss but a return to the perfect unity from which all souls originally emerged. On the second day comes Horus the Elder, god of the sky and divine kingship. his appearance announced by the soaring of great hawks across the cosmic heavens. His form combines human nobility with the majesty of the falcon. His keen eyes capable of seeing across vast distances with perfect clarity. When he spreads his wings, they span the breadth of creation, and each feather catches and reflects Ra's light in patterns of gold and silver that dance across the cosmic landscape. Horus the Elder brings with him the principle of righteous leadership, the understanding that true power serves the greater good rather than the ego of the ruler. His presence establishes the template for all future pharaohs, the divine pattern that will guide human rulers in their quest to create just and harmonious societies. In his gaze you see the promise that earthly kingdoms can reflect heavenly order when guided by wisdom and compassion. The third day brings forth Set, god of the desert and storms. His emergence marked by gentle winds that carry the scent of distant sands and the promise of vast, open spaces. Set's appearance is striking and powerful, his strength evident in every line of his form, yet you notice that in this realm of divine harmony, even his fierce nature is tempered by love and cosmic purpose. His red hair flows like flame, his eyes hold the intensity of lightning, yet his expression carries a protective quality that speaks of boundaries maintained through strength rather than aggression. Set represents the necessary forces of challenge and change, the desert winds that clear away the old to make room for the new, the storms that bring both destruction and renewal. In this cosmic context, you understand that his role is not that of an enemy but of a guardian of cosmic balance, ensuring that creation does not become stagnant but continues to grow and evolve through the interplay of opposing forces. On the fourth day, Isis emerges from Nut's celestial womb, and with her birth, the cosmos fills with a magic so profound and beautiful that you feel your very soul expanding to contain it. Isis is perhaps the most luminous of all the gods you have witnessed. Her form radiant with a light that seems to emanate from pure love itself. Her skin glows with the pearl-like luster of moonlight on water. Her hair flows like liquid starlight, and her eyes hold depths of wisdom that seem to contain all the secrets of healing and transformation. Wings of impossible beauty spread from Isis's shoulders, not the feathers of any earthly bird, but constructs of pure light and energy that shimmer with colors beyond the normal spectrum of vision. When she moves, it is with a grace that makes the dance of planets around stars seem clumsy by comparison. Her voice, when she speaks, carries melodies that can heal any wound, comfort any sorrow, and awaken the highest potentials sleeping within any consciousness. Isis brings with her the gifts of magic and wisdom, the understanding that love itself is the most powerful force in the universe, capable of transforming any situation and healing any separation. In her presence, you feel the promise that no soul will ever be truly lost, that love will always find a way to bridge any distance and overcome any obstacle. Finally, on the fifth day comes Nephthys, goddess of the liminal spaces and the protector of the dead. Her emergence is the gentlest of all, like the gradual appearance of twilight or the soft transition between sleeping and waking. Nephthys's beauty is more subtle than that of her sister Isis, but no less profound. She carries the quiet elegance of deep night skies, the serene mystery of shadows that comfort rather than frighten. Her form seems to shift gently between visibility and transparency, as if she exists simultaneously in multiple dimensions, serving as a bridge between the world of the living and the realm of the spirits. Her wings are darker than Isis's, but equally beautiful, resembling the soft darkness of protective night rather than the blazing glory of noon. Her voice whispers like gentle breezes through reed beds, carrying messages of comfort to those who walk in the shadow valleys of life. With the birth of these 5 divine siblings, the sacred number 9 is achieved. The Ennead of Heliopolis is complete. Ra, the creator, Shu and Tefnut his children, Geb and Nut their offspring, and now Osiris, Horus the elder, Seth, Isis and Nephthys, the 5 who will guide the spiritual evolution of creation itself. You feel the cosmic satisfaction of perfect completion, like the final note of a symphony that resolves all previous harmonies into ultimate beauty. But even as the divine family celebrates this completion, you become aware of another presence stirring in the cosmic realms, something that is not a god in the usual sense, but rather a principle, a force, a living embodiment of the cosmic order itself. This is Marat, goddess of truth and justice. Though she is more than a goddess, she is the very foundation upon which all divine and earthly order rests. Mat's emergence is different from the births you have witnessed before. She does not emerge from any particular parent, but seems to crystallize from the harmony itself, materializing from the perfect balance that has been established between all the opposing forces of creation. Her appearance is serene and timeless, her form radiating a stability that makes mountains seem temporary by comparison. She is often depicted with wings, but her true wings are invisible. They are the principles of truth and justice that support the entire cosmos. On her head, she wears a single ostrich feather, so light that it can detect even the smallest deviation from perfect truth, so pure that it serves as the standard by which all hearts will be weighed in the afterlife, that Osiris will one day govern in Mat's presence. You feel all pretense and illusion gently falling away, leaving only the essential truth of your being, and you discover that this truth is far more beautiful than any mask you might have worn. Her eyes hold neither judgment nor condemnation, only perfect understanding and acceptance of what is, combined with gentle guidance toward what could be. Mat speaks, and her voice carries the authority of natural law itself, yet it sounds like the most loving of mothers offering guidance to a beloved child. Let truth be the foundation of all relationships, she says, and you feel these words settling into the very structure of reality. Let justice flow like the Nile, bringing abundance to all it touches. Let wisdom guide action, and let love be the motivation behind all wisdom. As Mat's words resonate through the cosmic realm, you watch the Ennead naturally arranging themselves in patterns that reflect these principles. The gods do not compete for position or power, but find their places in the divine order as naturally as rivers find their way to the sea. Each god recognizes the unique gifts and roles of all the others, creating a harmony so perfect that you feel your own consciousness naturally aligning with these cosmic principles. Ra, still the source and center of all light, beams with parental pride as he surveys his complete divine family. Now, he says, his voice carrying the warmth of a summer day and the authority of absolute truth. Creation has all the elements necessary for the unfolding of consciousness, for the development of civilization, for the eternal dance between order and freedom, wisdom and growth, love and justice. The cosmic realm settles into a new rhythm, more complex but no less peaceful than before. You feel the interweaving of divine influences creating patterns of incredible beauty and meaning, the protective strength of Set balancing the nurturing magic of Isis, the earthly wisdom of Osiris complementing the aerial perspective of Horus, the liminal guidance of Nephthys supporting the structural integrity of Geb, and the celestial beauty of Nut through it all. Shu continues to maintain the sacred space between earth and sky, his presence ensuring that the realm of human possibility remains open and breathable. Tefnut's moisture continues to nourish all growth, while Mat's invisible presence maintains the cosmic order that allows both stability and change to coexist in perfect harmony. As this third chapter of the cosmic story draws to its gentle close, you find yourself completely at peace within this divine harmony. The Ennead surrounds you with their combined love and protection, their diverse gifts creating a safety net of divine care that supports every aspect of existence. You understand now that you are never alone, that every moment of your life is held within this vast network of divine love and cosmic order. The stars in Nut's body pulse gently with the rhythm of universal heartbeats. Geb's warm earth cradles you with paternal care, and Mat's invisible wings of truth and justice create a space where your authentic self can exist without fear or pretense. In this realm of perfect balance, you rest deeply, preparing for the next phase of the cosmic story, where these divine principles will be tested and proven through the greatest love story ever told. 1. Osiris and Isis, lords of life and magic, float deeper into the cosmic dream, where the divine harmony of the Ennead has settled into its perfect rhythm, each god's unique essence contributing to the great symphony of creation. In this realm of infinite peace, you begin to witness the unfolding of the most beautiful love story ever conceived, a romance that will become the template for all true love, the divine pattern that teaches souls how to find each other across the vastness of existence and unite in perfect understanding. Your attention is drawn to two figures among the divine family whose very presence seems to make the cosmic light grow warmer and more golden. Osiris and Isis move through the celestial realm with a natural grace that speaks of souls who have found their perfect complement, their movements unconsciously harmonizing like dancers who have practiced together since the beginning of time. Osiris, God of renewal and eternal life, carries himself with a dignity that is both regal and humble. His form radiates the deep contentment of growing things, the quiet joy of seeds sprouting in fertile soil, the steady satisfaction of grain ripening under the patient sun. His skin holds the rich green of new leaves, the deep brown of river earth, the golden warmth of harvested wheat. When he walks, flowers bloom spontaneously in his footsteps, not in wild profusion but with the measured beauty of a perfectly tended garden. His eyes reflect the wisdom of one who understands that all endings are also beginnings, that every sunset promises a new dawn, that every season of rest prepares the way for renewed growth. There is no sadness in this wisdom, only profound peace and the gentle joy that comes from seeing the underlying unity that connects all apparent opposites. When Osiris smiles, you feel as though you are witnessing the first sunrise after a long, gentle night of perfect rest. Beside him, Isis moves like living poetry, her every gesture expressing truths too beautiful and profound for ordinary words. Her luminous form seems to contain all the mysteries of the universe, yet she wears this cosmic knowledge lightly, like a queen who has learned that true power lies not in domination but in service to the greater good. Her wings, when she spreads them, create patterns of light that speak directly to the heart, bypassing the mind's need to understand and touching the soul with pure recognition. Her magic is not the flashy sorcery of manipulation and control, but the deeper magic of love itself, the power to heal what has been broken, to find what has been lost, to restore what has been damaged. In her presence, you feel all the scattered pieces of yourself naturally aligning, drawn back into wholeness by the gentle magnetism of perfect compassion. Her laughter sounds like silver bells touched by morning breezes, carrying within it the promise that no sorrow lasts forever, and all tears eventually become tears of joy. The attraction between these two divine beings is immediate and inevitable, yet it unfolds with the unhurried grace that characterizes all perfect things. They do not fall in love so much as recognize love, discovering in each other the missing half of their own divine nature. Their courtship becomes a sacred dance that enchants all who witness it, including you. As you float peacefully in the cosmic waters and watch this template for eternal romance unfold, their first meeting takes place. In the soft twilight hour when day transitions into night, that magical time when the boundaries between different realms of existence become permeable. Osiris is tending to a grove of celestial trees whose fruits contain the seeds of all earthly vegetation, his hands moving with practiced gentleness as he nurtures these prototypes of future forests. The work brings him deep satisfaction, this quiet service that will benefit countless generations of living beings who have not yet been born. Isis approaches through the grove like a vision of liquid starlight, her footsteps so light they leave no trace on the luminous ground. She pauses at the edge of the clearing, not wanting to disturb Osiris's meditation, but her very presence causes the celestial trees to bloom more brightly, their fruits glowing with renewed vitality as if responding to some deeper magic in her nature. Sensing this change in his garden, Osiris looks up from his work, and his eyes meet those of Isis across the space of the grove. The moment of their first gaze is like the ignition of a gentle star, not a violent explosion, but a soft kindling that will burn steadily for all eternity. Time seems to pause as they look at each other, recognition flowing between them like the most natural thing in the universe. "I know you," Osiris says softly, his voice carrying the wonder of someone who has been searching without knowing what he sought and has suddenly found it. "I have always known you, though we have never met." Isis steps forward into the grove, her wings folding gracefully behind her as she approaches. "And I you," she replies, her voice harmonizing with his in musical intervals that create new colors in the cosmic light around them. "It is as though I have been waiting my entire existence for this moment. Yet I did not know I was waiting until now." Their conversation continues in this vein, each exchange revealing new layers of connection and understanding. They speak of their hopes for creation, their dreams of guiding future civilizations toward wisdom and peace, their shared understanding that true power lies in nurturing rather than conquering. As they talk, the grove around them transforms into something even more beautiful, a garden that will serve as the prototype for all sacred spaces where divine love touches the earth. You find yourself deeply moved by the purity of their connection, the way they seem to bring out the highest qualities in each other simply by existing in the same space. Neither seeks to change or improve the other. Instead, they create between them a field of acceptance so complete that both are free to become more fully themselves than they have ever been. Before days pass in the cosmic realm as their relationship deepens, each moment building naturally upon the last like musical phrases in a perfectly composed symphony. They explore the divine realm together, sharing their unique perspectives on the wonders of creation. Osiris shows Isis the secret places where life force gathers most strongly, teaching her the patient rhythms of growth and renewal. Isis shares with Osiris the deeper mysteries of magical transformation, showing him how love can restructure reality itself at its most fundamental level. Their union, when it finally occurs, is blessed by all the gods of the Ennead and witnessed by the cosmos itself. The ceremony takes place in the grove where they first met, now transformed by their combined presence into a temple of living light. Ra himself officiates, his golden radiance creating a sacred circle around the couple as they pledge their eternal devotion to each other and to the service of all creation. Shu and Tefnut attend as representatives of the fundamental forces that made their union: possible air and moisture, breath and tears, the basic elements from which all love springs. Geb and Nut offer their blessings as earth and sky, promising that their love will be reflected in the very structure of the physical world, that mountains will sing of their devotion and stars will tell their story to anyone who has eyes to see. Even Seth, despite his fierce nature, offers his protection to this sacred union, understanding that some loves are so pure and essential that they must be guarded from any force that might seek to diminish them. Nephthys stands beside her sister, her gentle presence ensuring that their love will endure even beyond the boundaries of life and death. Ma'at weaves truth and justice into the very fabric of their vows, ensuring that this marriage will serve as a template for all future unions based on mutual respect, genuine understanding, and shared commitment to the highest good. Her feather glows with particular brightness during the ceremony, signaling the cosmic approval of this perfect match. As Osiris and Isis speak their vows, you feel the universe itself resonating with joy. Their promises to love, honor, and serve each other create ripples of harmony that spread outward from their grove through all the realms of existence. These are not merely personal commitments, but cosmic principles being established, the understanding that true love multiplies rather than diminishes when shared. That devotion creates abundance rather than scarcity. That two souls united in perfect understanding become a force for healing and growth that benefits all creation. The celebration that follows their wedding ceremony is unlike anything the cosmos has ever witnessed. Music flows from the very air itself, melodies so beautiful they bring tears of joy to the eyes of gods. Flowers rain down from Nut's star-filled body, each bloom perfect and unique, carpeting the grove with colors that exist only in this realm of divine perfection. The cosmic waters themselves seem to dance, their movements creating patterns of light that tell the story of this sacred union in a language understood by every soul in existence. But perhaps the most beautiful aspect of their celebration is its gentleness. Despite the cosmic significance of this union, the festivities maintain the peaceful, nurturing quality that characterizes everything in this divine realm. There is no wildness or excess, only deep joy expressed through harmony and beauty. The gods do not feast on exotic foods, but on the pure satisfaction of witnessing perfect love fulfilled. They do not drink wine, but the sweet nectar of happiness itself, distilled from the joy that radiates from the newlywed couple as the celebration settles into a peaceful conclusion. You watch Osiris and Isis begin their life together as divine partners. Their combined presence creates a new stability in the cosmic order, a sense that the universe has found a new center of gravity around which all other relationships can orient themselves. They establish their dwelling in the most beautiful part of the divine realm, a palace that is simultaneously a temple, a garden, and a school where the mysteries of perfect love can be studied and understood. Their daily life together becomes a living demonstration of how divine beings can maintain their individual natures while creating something greater than either could achieve alone. Osiris continues his work of nurturing the life force that will animate all future creation, but now his efforts are amplified by Isis's magical insights, her ability to see the hidden connections that link all living things. Isis pursues her studies of transformational magic, but her power is deepened and grounded by Osiris's understanding of natural rhythms and cycles they create between them, a field of such perfect harmony that other gods often come to visit simply to bask in the peaceful energy that surrounds them. Their palace becomes an informal academy where divine wisdom is shared freely, where questions about love and life and the proper ordering of creation are explored in an atmosphere of mutual respect and genuine curiosity. You find yourself welcomed into this circle of divine learning, your consciousness expanding as you absorb the lessons that flow naturally from observing perfect love in action. You learn that true partnership involves not the merging of two individuals into one, but the creation of a space between them where both can flourish more fully than either could alone. You understand that real devotion seeks the highest good of the beloved rather than personal gratification, that genuine love creates freedom rather than bondage. As time passes, in the cosmic realm, though time here moves with the fluid grace of honey flowing from a golden spoon, you begin to sense new stirrings of creative force within the divine couple. Their love, like all perfect loves, naturally seeks expression through the creation of new life. But this is not the urgent physical desire of earthly beings. It is the cosmic impulse toward continuation and expansion, the recognition that beauty this profound must be shared with future generations. The conception occurs during one of their evening meditations together, when their united consciousness reaches such depths of harmony that it becomes a fertile ground for new divine life to take root. You witness this sacred moment as a gentle convergence of golden and silver light, the essence of their combined being creating the perfect conditions for a new god to begin forming within Isis's divine womb. There, pregnancy unfolds with the same unhurried grace that has characterized every aspect of their relationship. Isis grows more radiant with each passing day, her magical nature ensuring that the developing child is nurtured by the purest cosmic forces. Osiris tends to her with devotion that borders on worship, understanding that he is caring not just for his beloved wife, but for the vessel that will bring forth the next generation of divine consciousness. The child they carry represents something new in the cosmic orderer, being who will embody both the natural wisdom of Osiris and the transformational magic of Isis, who will serve as a bridge between the divine realm and the world of humanity that is yet to come. This child will be Horus, the younger, the avenger, the one who will teach future pharaohs how to rule with both strength and compassion. As this fourth chapter of the cosmic story draws toward its peaceful close, you rest in the warm embrace of perfect love made manifest. The union of Osiris and Isis has created a new stability in creation, a demonstration that the highest ideals can indeed be lived out in reality. Their palace glows gently in the cosmic twilight, a beacon of hope for all future lovers who will look to their example for guidance in creating relationships based on truth, beauty, and mutual service to the greater good. The divine realm settles into its nighttime rhythm, with Nut's star-filled body providing a canopy of gentle illumination and Geb's warm earth offering comfortable rest. Somewhere in the peaceful darkness, you can hear the soft sound of cosmic waters lapping against the shores of eternity, their rhythm matching the heartbeat of perfect love that now pulses at the center of creation itself. In this atmosphere of complete contentment and perfect safety, you prepare to continue deeper into the cosmic dream, knowing that you carry within your consciousness the pattern of divine love that Osiris and Isis have established. Their example will serve as a guiding light through whatever challenges and adventures await in the chapters yet to unfold. A reminder that love truly is the most powerful force in the universe, capable of healing any wound and overcoming any obstacle that might arise. ... You drift deeper still into the cosmic dream, where the perfect harmony established by Osiris and Isis continues to radiate throughout the divine realm like gentle ripples spreading across the surface of a tranquil pond. In this atmosphere of profound peace, you sense the approaching of a different kind of energy, not evil or malicious, but complex and challenging, like the necessary storms that clear the air and prepare the way for new growth. Seth, god of the desert winds and keeper of necessary boundaries, has been watching his siblings' perfect happiness with emotions that swirl within him like sand caught in conflicting breezes. You observe him from your peaceful vantage point in the cosmic waters, and you can see that his feelings are not simple jealousy or hatred, but something far more nuanced, a cosmic loneliness that comes from being the one who must always stand apart, the one whose role requires him to disrupt even the most beautiful harmonies when the greater pattern of existence demands it. Seth's form moves through the divine realm with restless energy, his red hair flowing like flames that never quite settle into stillness. His strength is magnificent and terrible, but you sense that beneath his fierce exterior lies a deep sadness, the sorrow of one who loves creation so much that he is willing to serve as its adversary when necessary, accepting the role of catalyst and challenger even though it means eternal isolation from the very peace he helps to create. The desert god pauses in his wandering to observe Osiris and Isis in their palace of living light, watching through crystalline windows as they tend to their growing divine child and share their dreams of bringing civilization and wisdom to the world that is yet to come. Seth's eyes, burning with the intensity of lightning, hold a complex mixture of love and pain as he watches his brother's contentment. How beautiful they are, he whispers to himself, his voice carrying across the cosmic winds like distant thunder. How perfect in their union, how pure in their purpose. And yet, ... double quotes, he trails off, his gaze turning toward the deeper patterns of cosmic necessity that only he among the gods can clearly perceive. Seth sees what the others, in their happiness, have not yet recognized, that creation has become too stable, too perfect, too safe. The divine harmony is so complete that it risks becoming static, like a garden that grows so lush it eventually chokes on its own abundance. Love, unchallenged and untested, can become complacent. Peace, undefended, can become vulnerable to far greater disruptions than anything Seth himself might provide. In the cosmic order, Seth understands his role with painful clarity. He is not the villain of creation's story, but its necessary antagonist, the force that ensures growth continues through challenge. That strength develops through adversity, that love proves itself through trials that reveal its true depth and resilience. He is the storm that tests the foundation, the desert that teaches appreciation for oases, the darkness that makes dawn seem precious. This understanding brings him no joy, only the heavy satisfaction of accepting a cosmic responsibility that others cannot bear. Seth knows that he must act, not from malice, but from love so profound and selfless that it is willing to accept eternal misunderstanding rather than allow creation to stagnate in unchallenged perfection. You watch as Seth begins his careful preparations, and you notice that even his planning is conducted with a strange sort of tenderness. He does not scheme with gleeful anticipation of causing pain, but with the solemn gravity of a surgeon who must perform a necessary operation. His actions will wound, but they are designed to wound cleanly, in ways that will ultimately promote healing and growth rather than permanent damage. The desert god's plan unfolds with the patient precision of wind-carving canyons from stone. He approaches other members of the divine family, not to recruit conspirators, but to plant seeds of awareness, gentle suggestions that perhaps Osiris and Isis have grown too comfortable in their perfection, too isolated from the rougher currents of cosmic change. His words are not lies, but uncomfortable truths spoken at carefully, chosen moments when they will have the greatest impact to Nephthys, his wife. He speaks of the loneliness that comes from being perpetually overshadowed by more obviously luminous siblings. To various minor gods and cosmic forces, he mentions how the growing influence of Osiris might eventually crowd out their own contributions to creation's ongoing story. His words are like seeds planted in fertile ground. They contain the potential for either flowers or thorns, depending on how they are nurtured by those who receive them. Meanwhile, Osiris continues in his blissful unawareness of the gathering storm. His divine nature, so perfectly attuned to growth and renewal, cannot easily perceive the approaching necessity for destruction and change. He tends his cosmic gardens with increasing enthusiasm, his joy in creation becoming so radiant that it begins to overflow the boundaries of his own realm and influence the work of other gods. This overflow is not intentional or aggressive. Osiris genuinely desires only good for all beings, but its effect is to make other divine functions seem less important by comparison. The minor gods who govern smaller aspects of existence begin to feel diminished in the presence of such overwhelming beneficence. Even the cosmic forces of necessary decay and renewal begin to feel crowded out by Osiris's infinite life-giving energy. Isis, more magically perceptive than her husband, begins to sense subtle shifts in the cosmic atmosphere. During their evening meditations together, she sometimes pauses and frowns slightly, as if hearing distant music that strikes a discordant note. But when she asks Osiris if he has noticed anything unusual, his sunny nature reassures her that all is well, that any small disturbances are merely the natural fluctuations of a universe still settling into its perfect pattern. Perhaps, Isis says, one evening as they walk together through their luminous gardens, we should visit with Seth more often. He seems distant lately. Osiris nods thoughtfully, his face reflecting genuine concern for his brother's well-being. You are right, beloved. I have been so absorbed in our happiness that I may have neglected the other bonds that unite our family. Tomorrow, let us invite Seth to dine with us and share in our joy. This conversation, conducted with the best of intentions, is overheard by Seth himself, who has been walking the borders of their realm with increasing frequency. The invitation, meant as a gesture of inclusion and love, strikes him like a physical blow. He understands that his siblings' desire to share their joy with him is precisely the problem. They have become so complete in themselves that they can only imagine relationships in which others receive the overflow of their abundance rather than contributing equally to a mutual exchange. Seth's response to this realization is not anger but a deeper sadness, mixed with the grim determination of one who has accepted an unpleasant but necessary task. he begins to craft his masterpiece, not a weapon of destruction, but a work of art so beautiful and compelling that it will achieve his purposes through attraction rather than force, working in the hidden places of the cosmic realm. Set creates a chest of extraordinary beauty. Its wood comes from trees that grow in the liminal spaces between dimensions. Its gold is beaten from starlight itself. Its precious stones are crystallized fragments of pure cosmic harmony. The chest is proportioned with mathematical precision to fit exactly one divine being, Osiris himself, if it were, custom made for him alone. But the true artistry of Set's creation lies not in its physical beauty but in its metaphysical properties. The chest is designed to be irresistibly attractive to Osiris's particular divine nature, incorporating elements that will appeal specifically to his love of perfect order and beautiful craftsmanship. More importantly, the chest is constructed to serve as a bridge between the realm of active divine existence and the deeper mystery of cosmic renewal that lies beyond apparent death. Set's plan reaches its culmination during a great feast he hosts in honor of his brother's continued prosperity. The invitation, when it comes, is so graciously worded and so obviously sincere in its desire for family reconciliation that neither Osiris nor Isis can detect the deeper currents that flow beneath its surface. The feast itself is magnificent beyond description, conducted in Set's palace of crystallized desert winds, with a guest list that includes not only the major gods, but many of the minor deities and cosmic forces who have been feeling overshadowed by Osiris's growing influence. The atmosphere is festive, yet somehow nostalgic, as if celebrating something that is ending as much as something that continues. Set plays the perfect host, ensuring that every guest feels valued and appreciated, that every conversation flows smoothly, that every detail of the evening contributes to an overall sense of warmth and inclusion. Osiris, delighted by this apparent return to family harmony, relaxes completely for the first time in many cosmic cycles, allowing himself to simply enjoy the pleasure of being surrounded by loved ones who share his joy in existence. The moment arrives with the gentle inevitability of sunset. Set, rising to address his guests, speaks with eloquence about the bonds that unite their divine family and the importance of honoring each other's unique contributions to creation's ongoing story. His words are so beautiful and heartfelt that several of the minor gods weep with happiness at being so acknowledged. And now, Set concludes, gesturing toward the magnificent chest that sits in the center of the great hall. I would like to present this gift to whichever of you it fits most perfectly. Let it be a symbol of how creation provides exactly what each of us needs when we need it most. The chest glows with soft internal light, its beauty so compelling that every god present feels drawn to it. One by one, they try to fit themselves within its perfectly crafted interior, but each finds that it is either too large or too small, too wide or too narrow. The chest seems to have been made for someone very specific. Osiris approaches last, his natural humility making him reluctant to claim something so beautiful for himself. But when he lies down within the chest's satin-lined interior, the fit is absolutely perfect, so perfect that it seems as though he has found the place where he was always meant to rest. "How wonderful!" Isis exclaims, clapping her hands with delight. "It is as though it were made specifically for you, my love." "Indeed, it was," Set replies quietly, and there is something in his voice that makes Isis look at him more sharply. But before she can voice her sudden concern, Set's followers, the gods and forces who have been feeling displaced by Osiris's overwhelming benevolence. With practiced coordination to seal the chest lid closes with a sound like distant thunder, and cosmic locks click into place with the finality of fate itself. Osiris, inside the chest, does not struggle or cry out. Instead, his voice comes through the beautiful wood, as calm and trusting as always, Set. My brother, what is the meaning of this? If this is some sort of game, I confess I do not understand its purpose. Set approaches the sealed chest and places his hands upon its surface with infinite gentleness. When he speaks, his voice breaks with genuine grief and love. Forgive me, beloved brother. This is not a game, but a necessity that only I could see. You have become too perfect, too complete, too safe in your righteousness. Creation itself has begun to stagnate in the shadow of your unshakable goodness. Through the chest, Osiris's voice remains steady, though touched now with the first hint of understanding. And so you would destroy me to save creation from my influence. Not destroy, Set corrects, tears of liquid fire streaming down his cheeks. Transform. Send you on a journey that will teach both you and creation that even the most perfect love must sometimes walk through darkness to emerge as true wisdom. You will return, brother different, deeper, but still yourself. And when you do, your light will shine with a beauty that includes, rather than excludes, the shadow. A perfection that embraces, rather than transcends, the necessary imperfections of existence. Isis has been frozen in shock throughout this exchange, but now her magical nature begins to reassert itself. Her wings spread with gathering power as she prepares to shatter the chest and free her husband through the application of divine force. But Osiris's voice stops her. No, beloved. I begin to understand what Set is trying to tell us. If this trial is truly necessary for the greater good, then I accept it willingly. But promise me, he addresses Set directly, that you will care for Isis and our unborn child in my absence. Promise me that this sacrifice will indeed serve creation rather than merely satisfying some hidden resentment. I promise, Set replies, and his words carry the weight of cosmic oath. By Mat S. Feather, I swear that everything I do is motivated by love for the greater pattern, even though that pattern requires me to play the role of your adversary. With this understanding established, Set and his allies carry the chest to the banks of the cosmic river that will one day become the earthly Nile, as they commit the beautiful container to the flowing waters. You watch from your floating perspective as it begins a journey that will take it far from the divine realm, out into the broader cosmos where different laws and possibilities exist. Isis follows along the riverbank, her heart breaking with each mile that separates her from her beloved, but her magical sight already beginning to perceive the deeper patterns that Set has set in motion. She understands now that this is not merely a tragedy, but a cosmic mystery play, a sacred drama in which all the participants have roles to play in service of truths too large for any single perspective to contain. As the chest, bearing Osiris, disappears around a bend in the cosmic river, Isis turns to face Set with eyes that hold no hatred, only a profound sadness mixed with the beginning of a terrible understanding. You have torn my heart from my chest, she tells him quietly. But I see now that you have done it believing that both the heart and the chest will be stronger when they are reunited. Set nods, his own heart shattered by what he has been required to do. That is my hope, he whispers. That is my prayer. That is the only thing that makes this bearable. And so the first great tragedy of the divine realm comes to its gentle close. Not with violence or hatred, but with the profound sadness of family members who love each other deeply but find themselves on opposite sides of cosmic necessity. The perfect harmony has been broken, but broken in such a way that it might eventually heal into something even more beautiful, a harmony that acknowledges discord, a love that encompasses loss, a wisdom that includes the acceptance of necessary sorrow. As you float peacefully in the cosmic waters, carried along by currents that will soon join the great river of this unfolding story, you understand that you have witnessed not the triumph of evil over good, but the beginning of a deeper teaching about the nature of existence itself. The journey into darkness is not the end of light, but light's way of learning to shine more perfectly in all circumstances. In the gentle rhythm of your breathing, you carry the peace that comes from understanding that even apparent tragedies are part of a larger pattern of love and wisdom, that every ending contains within it the seeds of a new and more beautiful beginning. Asterisk, dot, 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 asterisk, dot, 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 asterisk. You continue to drift through the cosmic waters where sorrow and wisdom have begun to interweave like threads in a tapestry of profound beauty. In the wake of Osiris's departure on his journey through the chest of transformation, the divine realm has taken on a different quality, not darker, but deeper, like a pool that has been stirred to reveal hidden currents flowing far beneath its peaceful surface. Isis moves through this changed landscape like a figure from the most poignant of dreams, her luminous form now carrying within it the weight of cosmic grief transformed into purpose. Her wings, once purely silver with starlight, now show threads of deeper hues, the midnight blue of profound sorrow, the gold of unwavering hope, the green of life that persists even in the face of apparent ending. She is no longer simply the goddess of magic, but magic tempered by loss, power refined through the crucible of heartbreak within her divine womb. The child she carries with Osiris grows strong and bright, nourished not only by her love, but by her determination to ensure that some part of her beloved continues to exist in the world. You can sense the developing consciousness of this unborn god, already touched by destiny, already aware in some deep way that he will be called upon to restore balance to a creation that has been deliberately thrown into sacred chaos. The goddess establishes herself in the hidden places of the cosmic realm, in the secret gardens where lotus blossoms grow from pools of liquid starlight, where papyrus reeds whisper ancient songs of patience and endurance. Here, surrounded by the gentlest aspects of creation, she begins the most important work of her existence, preparing to bring forth the child who will serve as both avenger and healer, both warrior and wise king. Her pregnancy unfolds in perfect harmony with the cosmic seasons, each phase marked by subtle changes in the very fabric of reality around her. As the child grows within her, Isis finds her magical abilities deepening and expanding in ways she had never imagined possible. Grief, she discovers, is not the opposite of power, but its most profound teacher, showing her how to work with forces she had previously only observed from a comfortable distance. The birth approaches, with the slow majesty of dawn spreading across an endless sky. On the night when cosmic conditions align in perfect support of new divine life, Isis retreats to a bower of living light where flowering vines create natural walls and ceiling, their blooms pulsing gently with the rhythm of her heartbeat. The cosmic waters lap peacefully at the edges of this sacred space, their music joining with the soft songs of night-blooming flowers to create a lullaby worthy of welcoming a god into existence. You witness the birth as a gradual brightening, like watching the most beautiful of sunrises unfold in perfect slow motion. The child emerges into the cosmic light with eyes already open, already bright with intelligence and purpose. This is Horus the younger, heir to his father's throne, an inheritor of his mother's magical wisdom, but destined to forge his own path through challenges that neither parent has yet faced. His form combines the best qualities of both Osiris and Isis, the steady strength and natural nobility of his father blended with the keen intelligence and transformational power of his mother. But there is something uniquely his own in his bearing, a quality of focused determination that speaks of one who has been shaped by adversity even before experiencing it directly. His eyes hold the piercing clarity of the falcon, capable of seeing vast distances with perfect accuracy, yet they also carry the warmth of divine compassion. Asterisk, asterisk, as Horus grows from divine infant to cosmic youth, his development is guided not only by Isis's loving instruction, but by dreams and visions that connect him directly to his father's consciousness. Though Osiris journeys in realms far removed from ordinary divine existence, his love for his son creates bridges of communication that transcend the normal boundaries of space and time. In these dream conversations, you observe Osiris teaching his son the deeper mysteries of righteous leadership, not the kind of rule that dominates through force, but the kind that serves through strength, that protects through wisdom, that conquers through love rather than hatred. Horus learns that true kingship means becoming a channel through which divine justice can flow into the world, ensuring that every being receives exactly what they need for their highest development. Remember, my son, Osiris's voice echoes through these cosmic dreams like distant music, that the throne you will claim is not a prize to be won, but a responsibility to be accepted. Rule not for your own glory, but for the glory of Mat, not to prove your strength, but to demonstrate the strength of truth and justice working through an willing heart. Horus listens to these teachings with the intense attention of one who understands that his entire existence will be shaped by how well he integrates these lessons into his being. You can see him growing not just in size and power, but in wisdom and compassion, developing into the kind of leader who will inspire loyalty through love rather than fear, who will win battles through strategic brilliance rather than mere aggression. Asterisk, asterisk. As Horus approaches the fullness of his divine maturity, the time comes for him to understand the true nature of the challenge that awaits him. Isis, her heart heavy with the necessity of sharing painful truths, tells her son the complete story of his father's departure, not as a simple tale of betrayal and loss, but as a complex cosmic drama in which every participant, including Seth, plays a necessary role in creation's ongoing evolution. Your uncle Seth is not your enemy in the way that mortals understand enemies, Isis explains as they walk together through gardens that bloom with flowers of every color imaginable. He is the force that tests strength to make it stronger, that challenges love to make it deeper, that creates obstacles that reveal the true measure of one's commitment to justice and truth. Horus nods thoughtfully, his keen mind grasping implications that might escape beings of lesser intelligence. So the conflict that awaits us is not truly about revenge or punishment, but about demonstrating that light can shine even brighter after it has been challenged by darkness. Exactly, Isis confirms, her heart swelling with pride at her son's understanding. Your father's apparent defeat was actually the beginning of his transformation into something greater than he was before. Your challenge will be to reclaim his throne not through hatred of Seth, but through demonstration that you have learned the lessons that his actions were designed to teach. the confrontation, when it finally comes, takes place not in the heat of sudden anger, but after long preparation and cosmic consultation. Horus, now fully mature and radiant with divine power, approaches Set's palace of crystallized desert winds with the measured pace of one who comes to fulfill destiny rather than seek personal satisfaction. Set awaits him in a great hall where the walls are made of polished sandstone that reflects light like golden mirrors, creating an environment that seems to shimmer with heat waves, even though the temperature is perfectly comfortable. The desert god sits upon a throne carved from a single piece of meteoric iron, its surface inscribed with symbols that speak of cosmic necessity and the sometimes harsh requirements of universal love. When Set sees his nephew approaching, his fierce features soften with something that might be relief. "You have come at last," he says, his voice carrying the sound of wind across vast distances. "I have been waiting for this moment since the day I sealed your father in the chest of transformation." Horus stops at the traditional distance for formal challenge, neither too close nor too far, and bows with the precise degree of respect appropriate for addressing an elder god who is also a cosmic adversary. "I have come to reclaim my father's throne," he says, his voice carrying clearly through the crystalline hall. "But I come not as an enemy seeking revenge, but as a son seeking to understand and fulfill the pattern that began with his sacrifice." Set rises from his throne with fluid grace, and you can see in his movement both the terrible power that makes him one of the most formidable forces in creation and the deep sadness that comes from playing roles that others cannot understand or appreciate. "Then you have already learned the first and most important lesson," he replies. "You understand that this is not about personal grievance but about cosmic responsibility. What follows is not the violent battle that mortal stories might describe, but rather a series of contests that test every aspect of divine leadership, wisdom as well as strength, compassion as well as courage, the ability to inspire loyalty as well as the power to overcome obstacles. These challenges unfold over cosmic time, each one designed to reveal whether Horus truly possesses the qualities necessary to rule with the kind of perfect justice that creation requires. The first contest takes place in the realm of pure thought, where Set challenges Horus to solve problems of governance that have no easy answers, situations where competing claims of justice must be balanced, where the needs of individuals must be weighed against the requirements of the greater good, where short-term kindness might conflict with long-term wisdom. You watch as Horus navigates these intellectual puzzles with growing skill and confidence, his solutions revealing a mind that has successfully integrated his father's natural goodness with his mother's strategic brilliance. He demonstrates that true leadership requires not the rigid application of rules, but the flexible wisdom to discern what each unique situation requires for the highest good of all concerned. The second contest moves into the realm of emotional mastery, where Set creates scenarios designed to test whether Horus can maintain his commitment to justice even when faced with situations that would naturally provoke anger, grief, or fear. These trials are perhaps the most difficult, as they require Horus not to suppress his emotions, but to feel them fully while still acting from his deepest wisdom rather than his immediate reactions. Through each emotional challenge, you observe Horus growing stronger and more centered, learning to use his feelings as sources of information rather than controllers of action. He discovers that anger at injustice can fuel determination to create better conditions, that grief at suffering can motivate compassion for those who suffer, That fear of failure can inspire more careful preparation and deeper reliance on divine guidance. The physical contests that follow are perhaps the most spectacular to observe, as uncle and nephew engage in battles that reshape the very landscape of the divine realm. They fight across cosmic distances, their struggle creating new mountain ranges and river valleys. Their clashing powers painting aura-like displays across Nut's star-filled body. Yet even these physical battles maintain the quality of sacred ritual rather than mindless violence. Each move carefully calculated to test and teach rather than simply to wound or defeat. Horus learns to channel his inherited strength through wisdom rather than mere aggression, discovering that true power lies not in the ability to destroy, but in the capacity to transform conflict into opportunity for growth. His falcon form proves capable of maneuvers that surprise even Seth, demonstrating speed and agility that come not from desperate necessity, but from joyful mastery of his own divine nature. Throughout these contests, other gods gather to witness and learn, understanding that they are observing not just a personal conflict, but a cosmic lesson in the proper relationship between order and chaos, tradition and innovation, the established patterns of the past and the emerging possibilities of the future. Even Ra himself watches with keen interest, recognizing that the outcome of this struggle will determine the future direction of creation's ongoing evolution. The turning point comes not through any dramatic victory or defeat, but through a moment of mutual recognition that occurs during the fiercest phase of their combat. As Horus and Seth circle each other in the cosmic heights above the divine realm, both breathing hard from their exertions, but neither showing signs of yielding. Their eyes meet with sudden understanding in that moment. Horus sees clearly the depth of Seth's love for creation, the profound sacrifice involved in accepting the role of cosmic challenger, the lonely courage required to be misunderstood by those one serves. Seth, in turn, recognizes in his nephew's eyes the wisdom and compassion that prove him worthy of the throne he seeks to claim. Not because he can defeat Seth, but because he understands why the conflict was necessary in the first place. Enough, Seth says quietly, lowering his weapons and settling gracefully onto a nearby peak. You have proven yourself worthy not just of victory, but of understanding. The throne is yours by right of wisdom as much as by right of inheritance. Horus alights on an adjacent peak, his own arms lowering as he feels the cosmic tension beginning to resolve into something more harmonious. And you, my uncle, have proven yourself worthy of honor rather than condemnation. Your role in this great pattern has been as necessary as any other, and perhaps more difficult than most. The reconciliation that follows transforms the very nature of the divine realm. As the assembled gods witness the integration of seemingly opposite forces into a greater unity, Seth formally yields the regency he has held during Osiris's absence. But he does so not in defeat, but in fulfillment of his cosmic function. Horus accepts the throne not as a prize won through combat, but as a responsibility earned through understanding. The coronation ceremony takes place in the great temple that materializes spontaneously from the collective joy of the divine family, its walls made of crystallized music and its dome formed from woven starlight. Ra himself places the double crown upon Horus's head, the white crown of Upper Egypt and the red crown of Lower Egypt, symbols of the unity that emerges when apparent opposites are brought into sacred balance. As the ceremony concludes and the assembled gods offer their blessings to the new pharaoh of the divine realm, you feel the cosmic order settling into a new configuration, more complex than before, but also more stable because it now consciously includes the necessity for challenge and change. Within its structure of harmony and peace, Horus, now enthroned as the rightful heir to Osiris's kingdom, rules with a wisdom that has been tested through trial and proven through understanding. His reign demonstrates that true strength includes flexibility, that real authority serves rather than dominates, that the highest forms of leadership inspire others to discover their own divine potential, rather than merely following orders from above. In this new dispensation, even Seth finds his proper place, serving as counselor and challenger to ensure that the divine government never becomes complacent or rigid. The conflict between them has been transformed into creative tension, the kind of dynamic balance that keeps all systems healthy and growing. As this sixth chapter of the cosmic story draws to its peaceful close, you rest in the satisfaction of witnessing apparent enemies discover their deeper unity, of seeing conflict transformed into cooperation, of understanding that even the most difficult challenges can serve the cause, of love when approached with sufficient wisdom and compassion. The divine realm sparkles with renewed vitality under Horus's enlightened leadership, preparing for the final movements of the great cosmic symphony that began with Ra's first emergence from the primordial waters. In the gentle rhythm of your breathing, you carry the peace that comes from understanding that all conflicts can be resolved when approached with enough love and wisdom, and that every ending creates space for an even more beautiful beginning. Asterisk, asterisk, you drift deeper into the cosmic dream, where the divine realm has settled into its new rhythm under Horus's wise leadership and the harmony that emerges when apparent opposites discover their deeper unity. In this atmosphere of renewed peace, your attention turns to the ancient pattern that has continued throughout all these cosmic changes, the daily journey of Ra, the sun god, as he travels across the heavens and through the mysterious realm of the Duat, the underworld where all souls must eventually venture to discover their eternal truth. As twilight approaches in the divine realm, you watch Ra beginning his preparations for the nightly journey that has become the heartbeat of creation itself. His golden bark, the manjat, awaits him at the western horizon where day transitions into night. Its hull crafted from crystallized sunlight and its sails woven from the dreams of sleeping souls. The boat glows with gentle radiance, not the blazing intensity of noon, but the soft, comforting light of a perfectly tended hearth. Ra himself has undergone a transformation as evening approaches. His form, which during the day radiates the confident strength of mature manhood, now takes on the gentler aspect of a wise grandfather preparing to share the most important stories with beloved grandchildren. His golden skin has deepened to the warm amber of honey touched by candlelight, and his eyes hold the patient compassion of one who has seen all the sorrows and joys of existence and found them all to be sacred. You feel yourself drawn into Ra's retinue for this nightly voyage, your consciousness becoming part of the crew that accompanies the sun god on his journey through the realms that exist beyond the ordinary boundaries of day and night. Other divine beings gather around the luminous bark protective deities whose role is to ensure safe passage through the challenges that await in the underworld. Spirits of wisdom who serve as guides through the complex geography of the afterlife, and souls who have earned the privilege of accompanying the God of Light on his eternal rounds as the bark begins its descent toward the western horizon. You feel the gentle shift that occurs as you pass from the realm of ordinary divine existence into the deeper mystery of the Duat. The transition is not abrupt or frightening, but gradual and soothing, like sinking into warm water that grows deeper and more embracing with each moment. The light around you doesn't disappear, but transforms, becoming softer and more internal, revealing aspects of reality that are invisible under the bright clarity of daylight. The Duat unfolds before you as a landscape of impossible beauty and profound meaning, where the usual laws of physics give way to the deeper principles of spiritual truth. Here, geography is determined not by mere physical forces, but by the moral and emotional weight of soul's experiences, creating a realm where thoughts and feelings take on visible form and where every choice made in life becomes part of the eternal landscape. Rivers of liquid starlight flow through valleys carved from crystallized memory, their banks lined with trees that bear fruit containing the essence of every good deed ever performed by conscious beings. Mountains rise not through tectonic pressure, but through the accumulated weight of wisdom gained through suffering willingly accepted and transformed into compassion. Caves open into chambers where the echoes of every loving word ever spoken continue to resonate with healing power. As Razbark moves through this extraordinary realm, you notice that his presence transforms everything it touches. Shadows that might otherwise seem threatening become gentle and protective in his golden light. Waters that could be turbulent settle into peaceful currents that support rather than challenge the boat's passage. Even the most mysterious aspects of the underworld revealed their essential benevolence when illuminated by the god's understanding gaze. The first hour of the journey takes you through the lake of fire, though you discover that this fearsome-sounding region is actually a place of purification rather than punishment. The flames that dance on the lake's surface are not destructive, but transformative, burning away the illusions and false attachments that prevent souls from recognizing their own divine nature. Souls who enter these waters emerge, not damaged, but renewed, their essential light burning more clearly after being refined by this sacred fire, guides his bark across the lake with steady confidence, his presence ensuring that the purifying flames work gently rather than harshly. You watch souls in the water discovering that what they had feared as destruction is actually liberation, as layer after layer of accumulated grief and resentment dissolves in the healing fire, revealing the indestructible core of love and wisdom that forms their true identity. Do not fear the flames of truth. Ra calls to the souls in the lake, his voice carrying across the waters like the most comforting of lullabies. They burn only what was never truly yours, leaving behind the gold of your authentic self, purified and ready to shine with its own eternal light. The second hour brings you to the field of reeds, the blessed realm where souls who have successfully navigated the challenges of earthly existence rest and rejoice in the company of loved ones who have gone before them. This is not a static paradise, but a dynamic realm of continuous growth and learning, where consciousness expands through joy rather than suffering, where wisdom deepens through celebration rather than struggle. Here you see Osiris in his transformed state, no longer the naive god of perfect goodness who was sealed in Seth's chest, but a being whose understanding has been deepened and enriched through his journey into the mystery of apparent death and renewal. His presence brings profound comfort to the souls in the field of reeds, his example showing them that every ending in life was actually a doorway to greater possibilities. Osiris approaches, Razbark with the dignity of one who has earned his authority through experience rather than inheritance. The reunion between the sun god and the lord of the afterlife is marked by deep mutual respect and affection, two aspects of divine consciousness that have learned to work together in perfect harmony for the benefit of all souls. Welcome to my realm, Father of Light, Osiris says, using a title that acknowledges Ra's role as the ultimate source from which all consciousness springs. The souls here flourish in the light you bring each night, finding in your presence the assurance that they have not been forgotten by the source from which they originally emerged. Ra responds with equal courtesy and warmth, and I am renewed each night by witnessing the joy of souls who have discovered their eternal nature, reminded that my daily journey serves not just the needs of the living but the ongoing evolution of consciousness itself through all the realms of existence. The third hour takes you through the caverns of silence, where the most profound mysteries of transformation are enacted in the deepest silence. Here, in chambers so vast that their boundaries disappear into cosmic distance, the fundamental processes of death and rebirth are revealed not as opposites, but as two phases of a single continuous process. You watch in wonder as souls learn to release their attachment to temporary forms while maintaining continuity of consciousness, discovering that identity persists even as its expressions change. The silence here is not empty, but pregnant with infinite possibility, filled with the potential for every form of beauty and truth that consciousness might choose to explore. Ra's bark moves through this silence like a prayer made visible, its gentle light revealing the sacred nature of processes that might otherwise seem mysterious or frightening. Asterisk, asterisk, in the fourth hour, you encounter the lake of life, where souls prepare for their eventual return to earthly existence, choosing the lessons they wish to learn and the gifts they hope to develop through future incarnations. The lake's waters are perfectly clear, reflecting not just the surface appearance of things, but their essential spiritual nature, allowing souls to see themselves as they truly are, and as they have the potential to become. Here you observe the careful process by which karma is balanced not through punishment, but through opportunity, as souls voluntarily accept challenges that will help them develop qualities they recognize as lacking in their current state of evolution. The process is guided entirely by love and wisdom, with experienced souls serving as counselors to help others choose pathways that will promote growth rather than mere suffering. The fifth hour brings you to the Chamber of Truth, where Mat herself presides over the weighing of hearts, the famous judgment that determines each soul's readiness for continued evolution or need for additional learning. But you discover that this judgment is not an external process imposed by distant authorities, but an internal recognition that occurs when consciousness becomes clear enough to see itself without illusion. The famous feather of Mat is revealed not as an arbitrary standard, but as a symbol of perfect balance, the state of consciousness that emerges when love and wisdom, strength and gentleness, individual aspiration and universal compassion are brought into harmonious alignment. Souls whose hearts are lighter than the feather have achieved this balance and are ready for the next phase of their eternal journey. Those whose hearts are heavier simply need more time and experience to develop the qualities that will eventually bring them to the same state of perfect equilibrium. The sixth hour takes you through the Valley of the Serpent, where the great serpent of chaos presents the ultimate challenge to Ra's nightly journey. But you learn that even this seemingly threatening encounter serves the purposes of cosmic evolution, as the serpent represents not evil but the force of entropy that ensures the universe continues to grow and change rather than becoming static and stagnant. The confrontation between Ra and Apophis is not a violent battle but a cosmic dance, a ritual enactment of the eternal tension between order and chaos that drives all creative processes. Ra does not destroy the serpent, but transforms it, showing that even the most chaotic forces can serve constructive purposes when approached with sufficient wisdom and compassion. You serve creation as truly as I do. Ra acknowledges as the great serpent coils around his bark without threatening harm. Without your challenges, consciousness would never grow strong enough to achieve its highest possibilities. Without your questions, truth would never develop the flexibility to remain relevant across changing circumstances. The serpent responds with profound respect, and without your light, my chaos would be merely destructive rather than creative. Together, we ensure that the universe remains a living, growing system rather than a finished monument to past achievements. The seventh hour brings you to the gate of the horizon, where the underworld begins its transition back toward the realm of ordinary existence. Here, souls who have completed their time in the Duat make their final preparations for return to earthly life, while others settle into the timeless peace of the afterlife realms, having chosen to continue their evolution through different pathways. The eighth hour reveals the workshop of creation, where new possibilities for life and consciousness are continuously being developed. Through the collaborative efforts of divine artisans and evolved souls, here you see the templates for future species being lovingly crafted, the patterns for new forms of beauty being woven into the fabric of potential reality, the blueprints for civilizations that will arise in distant ages when consciousness has evolved to new levels of wisdom and compassion. The ninth hour takes you through the river of time, where past, present, and future flow together in currents that allow consciousness to experience the eternal nature of existence beyond the limitations of sequential time. Here you glimpse the ultimate destiny of creation itself, not an ending but an eternal expanding, a continuous flowering of consciousness into ever greater expressions of love, beauty, truth, and joy. The 10th hour brings you to the gardens of renewal, where Ra begins his transformation back into the vigorous sun god who will bring dawn to the waiting world. The process is gradual and beautiful, like watching the most magnificent flower blooming in perfect slow motion. His golden light grows stronger and more radiant, but retains the depth and wisdom gained through his nightly journey. Through the realms of mystery and transformation, the 11th hour reveals the Hall of Assembly, where all the gods and souls who have participated in the nightly journey gather to share the insights and blessings they have gained through their travels. This is a time of cosmic communion, where individual experiences are woven together into collective wisdom that benefits all of creation. Finally, the 12th hour brings you to the Gate of Dawn, where Ross Bark emerges from the underworld into the brightening sky of a new day. But this is not simply a return to previous conditions. Dawn brings with it all the growth, healing, and transformation that has occurred during the night's journey through the deeper realms of existence, as Ra takes his place in the morning sky. Now fully restored to his daytime splendor, you feel yourself gently returning to the peaceful waters where your cosmic dream began. But you carry with you the profound understanding that every night, the journey continues, that the universe itself is engaged in an eternal process of growth and transformation, guided by divine love and wisdom through every phase of its endless evolution. The nightly journey of Ra through the Duat is revealed not as a mere astronomical event, but as the heartbeat of consciousness itself, the rhythm by which all souls learn and grow, the sacred pattern that ensures no being is ever truly lost or forgotten in the vast expanse of cosmic existence. In the gentle rhythm of your breathing, you embody this eternal pattern of rest and renewal, of going deep into mystery and emerging with greater wisdom, of accepting the challenges that lead to growth and finding in every apparent ending the seeds of a more beautiful beginning. You drift now toward the completion of your cosmic dream, carried by the gentle currents that have become as familiar as your own heartbeat. The divine realm around you has settled into its perfected rhythm Ra, continuing his eternal journey between day and night. Horus ruling with wisdom earned through understanding, Isis weaving her magic of healing and renewal, and even Seth finding his rightful place as the guardian of necessary challenges and cosmic balance in this atmosphere of complete harmony. You begin to perceive the greatest miracle of all, the way the divine patterns established in the cosmic realm begin to manifest in the physical world, creating the great river that will become the lifeblood of an entire civilization. The Nile emerges not as a mere geographic feature, but as a living embodiment of divine love made manifest in flowing water, carrying the blessings of the gods into the world of human experience. You watch as the cosmic waters that have cradled you throughout this journey begin their transformation into the earthly river that will nourish the land of Kemet, the black earth that will become Egypt. The transition is gradual and beautiful, like watching starlight slowly condensing into morning dew. The waters retain their sacred nature even as they take on physical form, each drop carrying within it the memory of divine love and the promise of abundant life. The river begins in the hidden places where heaven touches earth, in the secret springs that emerge from the cosmic realm into physical reality. These sources are blessed by Isis herself, who breathes upon them the magic of eternal renewal, ensuring that the waters will never truly run dry, but will flow in endless cycles that mirror the eternal rhythms of divine love. As the young river gathers strength and volume, flowing northward through landscapes of impossible beauty, you observe how it carries with it the essence of each divine blessing it has received. From Ra comes the golden light that will make the fertile valley bloom with grain and flowers. From Osiris comes the rich silt that will create the black earth, so fertile that a single seed can feed an entire family. From Horus comes the protection that will shield those who dwell along its banks, while from Seth comes the annual flood that brings both challenge and renewal. The rivers path through. The landscape becomes a living prayer, its meanders and curves forming sacred symbols that can be read by those with eyes to see the divine language written in flowing water. Each bend tells part of the cosmic story. You have witnessed the emergence of consciousness from unity, the dance of creation and challenge, the ultimate harmony that emerges when all forces learn to work together for the greater good. Where the river flows, life follows in abundance. The desert, touched by its life-giving waters, transforms into gardens of extraordinary fertility. Palm trees rise like living columns supporting the dome of sky, their fronds rustling with messages from the wind gods. Lotus blossoms open on the water's surface, each flower a perfect mandala representing the unfolding of consciousness from the darkness of potential into the light of actualized beauty. Papyrus reeds grow in vast stands along the riverbanks, their tall green forms swaying in rhythms that echo the movements of Isis's wings. These reeds will one day provide the material for the scrolls on which human scribes will record the wisdom of the ages, ensuring that divine knowledge can be preserved and transmitted across generations of seekers. Birds in countless varieties make their homes in the river's marshlands. Ibises, whose curved beaks echo the crescent moon. Herons whose patient stillness teaches the value of contemplation. Hawks whose soaring flight carries prayers from earth to heaven. Their songs create a symphony of natural praise that rises each dawn and settles each evening like incense offered to the divine. Fish swim in the river's depths like living jewels, their scales catching and reflecting the light in patterns that mirror the constellations in Nut's star-filled body. They move through the water with the same graceful purpose that characterizes the gods themselves, each species playing its part in the great ecological harmony that the river creates and sustains. As you follow the Nile's journey toward the sea, you begin to perceive the approach of a new phase in creation's unfolding, the emergence of human consciousness into the blessed landscape the gods have prepared. These first people arise not through chance or accident, but through the loving intention of the divine family, who recognize that creation requires conscious participants capable of appreciating its beauty and contributing to its ongoing evolution. The first humans appear along the river's banks like flowers, blooming in perfect conditions, their consciousness sparked into existence by the combined love of all the gods. They are not crude or primitive beings, but expressions of divine potential learning to manifest in physical form, carrying within themselves the spark of cosmic awareness that connects them directly to their divine creators. Ra breathes into them the gift of consciousness itself, the ability to perceive, understand, and create meaning from experience. Isis bestows upon them the capacity for love and magic, the power to heal, to help, and to transform whatever they touch through compassionate intention. Osiris grants them the wisdom to live in harmony with natural cycles, to understand that death is transformation rather than ending, to find meaning in service to the greater good. Horus gives them the courage to protect what is precious and the wisdom to lead with justice and compassion. Even Seth contributes his gifts, the strength to overcome obstacles, the resilience to grow through challenges, the understanding that some conflicts serve higher purposes than immediate comfort. From Shu and Tefnut come the abilities to breathe freely and to appreciate the moisture that makes all life possible. From Geb and Nut they receive the understanding that they are children of both earth and sky, rooted in practical reality yet connected to cosmic mystery. From Mat comes the internal compass that always points toward truth and justice, the moral sense that enables them to contribute to cosmic harmony rather than merely pursue selfish desires. These first humans establish their settlements along the river's banks with the same careful attention to beauty and meaning that characterizes everything the gods create. Their villages are not random collections of shelters, but sacred communities designed to reflect cosmic principles in human scale. Their temples rise like prayers made of stone. Their gardens bloom like earthly versions of divine paradises. Their art captures and celebrates the beauty they see flowing. All around them, they develop the practice of agriculture not merely as a means of survival, but as a sacred partnership with the divine forces that govern growth and harvest. Each seed planted is an act of faith in the gods' continued blessing, each harvest a celebration of divine generosity. The annual flood becomes their calendar, their holy season, their reminder that life flows in cycles of rest and activity, scarcity and abundance, challenge and renewal. The hieroglyphic writing they develop emerges naturally from their deep connection to the divine realm, each symbol carrying not just meaning but power, the ability to invoke divine forces through the proper rearrangement of sacred images. Their scribes become priests, their texts become prayers, their literature becomes a bridge between human experience and cosmic wisdom. Their understanding of death reflects the deeper truths they have learned from Osiris's journey through transformation. They do not fear death, but prepare for it as a sacred passage, a return to the divine realm from which they originally came. Their elaborate funeral practices are expressions of love and hope rather than morbid preoccupation, celebrations of the eternal nature of consciousness rather than desperate attempts to avoid inevitable endings. The pharaohs who rule this blessed civilization understand themselves not as masters but as servants, channels through which divine justice can flow into human society. They model their leadership on Horus's example, ruling with strength tempered by wisdom, power guided by compassion, authority earned through service to the greater good. Artists and architects create monuments that serve as eternal reminders of divine presence in the world. The great pyramids rise like geometric mountains, their precise angles and proportions encoding mathematical truths that connect earthly construction to cosmic principles. The Sphinx gazes eternally toward the horizon where Ra's light appears each dawn, its silent vigil maintaining the connection between human aspiration and divine inspiration. Musicians compose melodies that echo the harmonies you heard during the gods' celebrations, ensuring that divine music continues to flow through human ears and hearts. Dancers move in patterns that mirror the cosmic dances of creation, their bodies becoming instruments through which divine beauty can express itself in physical form. Philosophers and theologians develop systems of thought that help future generations understand their place in the cosmic order, teaching that individual life finds its meaning through conscious participation in universal love. Their wisdom traditions become rivers of knowledge that flow across centuries, carrying divine insights to every culture willing to receive them as the ages pass. You witness the gradual spreading of Egyptian wisdom throughout the ancient world. Traders carry more than goods along their routes. They carry stories of the gods, techniques of spiritual practice, and most importantly, the understanding that life has sacred meaning when lived in harmony with divine principles. Greek philosophers study in Egyptian temples, learning mathematical and metaphysical truths that will influence Western thought for millennia. Roman engineers adapt Egyptian architectural techniques to build structures that will outlast empires. Early Christians find in Egyptian mythology symbols and stories that help them express their own understanding of divine love and resurrection. The wisdom of the gods flows through human civilization like the Nile itself, narrowed by ignorance or prejudice, sometimes diverted by political expediency, but never completely stopped, always finding new channels through which to reach thirsty souls in every generation. In modern times, you observe how the ancient truths continue to emerge in new forms in psychology's recognition that the human psyche contains divine potential, in ecology's understanding that all life forms are interconnected, in quantum physics, discovery that consciousness and reality are more intimately connected than previous science imagined. The gods themselves, though no longer worshipped by name in elaborate temple ceremonies, continue their eternal work through the natural forces they embody and the human hearts they inspire. Ra still brings light to the world each dawn. Isis still weaves magic through every act of healing and love. Osiris still guides souls through the transformations that death brings. Horus still inspires leaders who truly serve the greater good. Seth continues his necessary function as the force that prevents stagnation, ensuring that growth continues through appropriate challenges. Mat's feather still serves as the standard by which actions are ultimately judged. weighing hearts in the balance of truth and justice that governs all moral evolution. The Nile itself continues its eternal flow, carrying not just water, but the memory of divine love through landscapes where ancient temples stand as monuments to humanity's ongoing relationship with the sacred. Each sunrise over its waters recreates the first dawn when Ra emerged from the primordial sea. Each flood season reenacts the cosmic cycles of renewal and abundance. Each evening's reflection of stars on its surface reminds observers that heaven and earth are forever joined in sacred marriage. As your cosmic dream reaches its gentle conclusion, you find yourself once again floating in the blessed waters where everything began. But now you carry within your consciousness the complete story of creation's unfolding, from unity through complexity and back to conscious harmony. You understand now that you have never been separate from this divine story, but have always been one of its essential characters, playing your unique part in the eternal drama of consciousness, discovering its own infinite nature, that gods surround you with their loving presence, not as distant objects of worship, but as aspects of your own deepest identity, the light that shines through your awareness, Ra, the love that flows through your relationships, Isis, the wisdom that guides your choices, Osiris, the courage that protects what you cherish, Horus, the strength that helps you grow through challenges, Seth, the truth that keeps you aligned with what matters most, Mat. In the gentle rhythm of your breathing, you embody the eternal cycle of the Nile, the flow of divine life through individual consciousness, the perpetual renewal that ensures every ending becomes a new beginning, the sacred current that connects all beings in the vast ocean of cosmic love. As you rest in this perfect understanding, you know that the story never truly ends but continues to unfold through every moment of conscious existence, through every act of love and courage, through every choice to serve truth rather than illusion. You are the living legacy of the gods, the ongoing expression of their eternal love, the conscious participant in creation's endless flowering into greater beauty, wisdom, and joy in the deepest peace imaginable. You settle into sleep that is also awakening, rest that is also activity, silence that contains all possible songs, carried by the eternal waters of divine love into dreams that are more real than any waking experience, more beautiful than any earthly paradise, more lasting than time itself.